Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McKelvey Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ. And by Turner Wood & Smith, serving your insurance needs for over 100 years. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports Television. I'm your host, Gary Glenn. Well, the football season is rapidly approaching with some scrimmage games scheduled as early as the 15th of this month. That's really early, I'll tell you. And then a lot of folks get into business a couple of weeks after that for real, in August, the weekend before Labor Day. Well, one of the programs here locally that has decided to take a big step up is that of the Lakeview Lions, whose coach, Matthew Gruen, joins us now. Matthew, first of all, thanks for taking time out to be with us.
I appreciate it very much.
Now, the big step that I alluded to was the fact that you guys, after many seasons, have decided to get into a region schedule. So tell me what went into the thinking about that to finally make that big step after playing non-region schedule all these years?
Well, we, it's pretty simplistic, I guess. We felt like we were ready. And it is a big jump, but one that we knew was coming and one that we knew we had to make, and we feel like we're on stable enough ground and we're ready to go and anticipate the challenges of it.
How long has Lakeview's football program been in existence now?
This will be the 9th year and 5th year of varsity.
That's right, because when you first started out, you just played a JV schedule. It was some of the reasons that you decided to get into. You said it was finally time to take the step. But I would imagine that playing a non-region schedule, you've got to really scramble to find some football games, don't you?
Yeah, it is. And I tell you, with the point system in Single A, the way it's designed is you don't get any points for playing a non-region team. So it would have been even tougher to find games. And I wasn't willing to travel all over the state just to play a football game. Especially in regular season. Now, if there's playoffs, we'll do whatever.
Yeah.
But, so we felt like it was time, and plus it would have been, the difficulty would have been great to find games.
Talk to us a little bit about and explain to some of the folks out there about the difference now, because you've split private schools and public schools up in things like football in the playoff system.
Yeah, it's a lot different. I mean, we still have our regular regions, but once we determine a region winner. And once we do that, Single A is divided into the top 16 public school teams and the top 16 public school teams. And
public and private.
Public and private, and they're ranked. So we have 2 state champions in Single A football. And every region winner goes automatically, and the rest of it's based on a point system. And then you're just ranked from 1 to 16. If you make the top 16, you're in. If you're number 17, you're out.
Wow. So, it's almost like the old-fashioned bid to get into the college football playoffs, isn't it, huh?
Yes, yeah, it does make it exciting and somewhat controversial, which probably is good for business sometimes.
Well, tell me a little bit about last season now. You've had a couple of seasons where you were pretty much break even, and then there was a season or so where you looked pretty good. So kind of take me to the evolution of the Lakeview football program to this point and making that step into the region.
Yeah, we've, I guess the last 4 or 5 years we played non-region, and we certainly were building and had some good years. And then last year, we went 2-7, but we were very competitive the last 5 ball games and really could have won any of those games. But we feel like you evaluate each year and you try to make progress each year, and you feel like we know what's ahead of us. We know the region, because we always play 2 or 3 teams every year in the region. So we feel like we know what's ahead of us. It's just now, can we perform consistently at that level?
Yeah, because now you'll have something on the line, something to play for. But I know that it's you walk a fine line between getting the program to where you think you can be competitive and getting all beat up. But the kids know now that they've got something in that postseason to get it and take it to the next level, and I guess that has to be part of the consideration too.
It does, and this year's group, gosh, they could be the first ever. You know, we've never been to the playoffs in
Yeah.
the football program, obviously, and so everybody likes to be part of the first. You know, we had our first team, we had our first winning season, we had our first win, now we need to have first time to the playoffs, and boy, that would be that's kind of a motivation factor for us.
Well, tell me about some of your folks that you got on this year's teams. Some of the people you're going to be kind of hanging your hat on this year. Who's going to be the team leaders for you?
Yeah, our program is we really thrive on our 4-year guys. We got 4-year guys. We got Jack Leipold, Mitchell McIntyre, Kyle Larson, who are all linemen, and they're going to start on both sides of the ball and play all game long.
Of course.
And then we got David Abey, who's our quarterback, and he's going to start at safety. So it's really neat to see those guys, how they've progressed the last 4 years, starting out as a freshman. So we're really going to hang our hat on those guys. And we've got some more. Chris Ball's a 3-year guy. And this year we feel like we got some new guys that can really run. We got a Tay Turner, Avante Gober, who's a 2nd-year guy for us, be a junior. And we got a new senior coming out, Jaden Reed. And, when you got guys that can run, it makes you look better as a coach.
Now, you said you've been going at this for 9 years. What are your numbers like this year?
Right now we're at 29, and which is still, we want to get 35, 40 consistently.
Sure.
And it just helps us practice better, and of course the natural things that happen throughout football season, people get banged up and stuff. But we got 29 right now, and that's who we're going with, and we go to war with 29.
I play this game all the time with coaches in various sports, so we're going to play fill in the blank.
All right.
We're going to be pretty good at this, but in order to make a run at the playoffs, we got to get a lot better at that. Fill in the blanks for me, Coach.
Well, I think we're going to be pretty good at running the football. I think we have a chance to be pretty good at throwing the football, keeping people off balance. I think we're going to be pretty good defensive line-wise and secondary-wise. Filling the gaps, we've got to stay healthy. I know every team says that, but with 29, we definitely got to stay healthy. And we got to develop our young kids because, old cliche, they're a play away. So our depth is our biggest concern. And but if we can develop those young guys and stay healthy, we got a chance.
Look at your region for me, single A. What you got coming up in the region? Who's the class of the region?
Well, right now I would say Prince Avenue. They've been very, very good the last few years. The powerhouses have been Prince Avenue, Athens Academy, George Walton, and Athens Christian. Those have been, but we got some new faces. Providence is coming into the region for the first time. But definitely Prince and Commerce, even though they're public school, we still got to play them.
Right.
We won't see them in the playoffs if that happens, but they're always a tough team.
Is there a newfound excitement there on the campus of Lakeview? The fact that you're going into the region?
I think it will be. The excitement for our programs tends to grow each and every year, which has been neat. From year 1 to year 9 this year, just the enthusiasm in the hallways and on the sidelines on Friday night. Everything it's been neat to see the process and see it grow. But I think definitely this year will be even a newer and greater excitement.
How about you, Coach? You still get all excited and pumped up for this stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, we're we haven't changed. We're excited every year, and this year is just a little something extra, and so it's just pretty neat.
All right. Well, stay in touch with us, and good luck to the Lakeview Lions.
Yes, sir. Thank
Coach
you.
Matthew Gruen of Lakeview. Now, as we said, football is getting set for the start of the 2014 season. They're getting set to start, but some other high school sports have already started. Those stories as Hall County Sports Television continues.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
Mountain View Auto Repair is your local full-service auto repair shop. Trusted with your vehicles for over 20 years, our experience will ensure that your vehicle will stay well-maintained year-round.
Mountain View Auto Repair is the place to bring your vehicle. They'll always treat you right. The service is good and the prices are very reasonable.
You can trust our experts in everything from transmissions to brakes to engine repairs and oil changes.
If you don't need the repairs, Danny's going to tell you. He does what he says he's going to do, and he'll make it right every time.
He takes patience and explains it so that I can understand. It's very easy for me to talk to Danny about a problem I think I have with my vehicle.
Go see Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair. He will treat you right.
We're back, everybody. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports TV. Well, it was a battle with the rainy weather and the storms for the Lanier Point softball tournament this past weekend. In fact, it rained them out completely on Friday. But then on Saturday, a lot of local teams did get some games in. Amongst those teams, West Hall, Flowery Branch, Chester T, Johnson, Gainesville, North Hall, and East Hall. And it was a good start for those Lady Vikings who went on a tear last year, and they made the playoffs in AAA, Hall County's lone playoff team in softball. This time at Lanier Point, the Lady Vikes went 3-0 in the games that they completed. And I dropped by East Hall earlier this week to talk with Coach Jenny Crow.
All right, Jenny, tell me a little bit about the tournament at Lanier Point this weekend. I mean, you got yourselves off to a pretty good start.
We did. We went 3-0. We beat Johnson 13-6 in the morning. We came back and beat Gainesville 3-1, and then we beat Towns County 8-0.
Okay, and you started to play what would have been the quote-unquote championship game, and then the bottom fell out again.
Yes, we had East Jackson at 8:30, and we got 2 innings, and we were down 1-0, and then the bottom fell out at Lanier Point. So.
And that's the way it goes sometimes.
It's the way it is. It's weather.
Tell me about coming back off of that playoff year, where you had such a great year last year. Now, the final record, if I recall, was a little bit under 500.
It was just under 500.
But
2 games under.
then you started putting things together at the end and made a run.
We did. We won the games we needed to win. Region was big for us. We won the games to be able to be in that second seed and be able to host the first round of state sectionals. So coming off that year is big. I have 9 seniors this year, and they are ready. They're ready to go. And we just got to work some things out defensively and offensively, find a good mesh, and then start hitting and getting on the road.
So you knew you were going to be pretty good. At least you had a feeling.
Well, we have a feeling. We just got to put that feeling into to effort and get it going. So.
This has been an area, Jenny, around here of really good softball from the youth leagues on up. If I recall, there have been some of those Youth League World Series wins and so forth.
This is the group.
Yeah,
this is the group.
So now it's time to play for.
It is
in high school. Talk to me a little bit about the team makeup. You said you got 9 seniors.
9 seniors, yes. 9 seniors, 4 juniors, 1 sophomore, and 2 freshmen.
Who are you counting on to do it for you this year?
Well, Caitlin Poole is our senior pitcher, and she had an arm injury late in the season last year. That's when we ended up having to jump on Natalie's back, and she carried us through. But KP is ready, and she knows what we've talked about, what's asked of her, and what she needs to do. And in relief, we have a freshman pitcher, Stephanie Redmond. She's a transfer from West Hall. And we're hoping, our seniors, our senior girls, take this and they're ready to go and get it going. So
I play this game sometimes with other coaches in other sports. I'm going to play it with you.
Okay.
Fill in the blanks for me, Coach.
All right.
We're pretty good at this, but we've got to get better at that.
Hitting. We're pretty good at hitting, and we need to get tight and fix all the errors at defense.
It seems to me that I went over to Lanier Point last year, and I was back out there for a little while again this year. And when I was looking at some of those teams last year, I went, boy, these people are just really not very good. And then this year I went, things have gotten a lot better. Is that the way you see it?
I feel the same way. I feel that, even though Buford's not in our region anymore, it's still going to be tough. I think our region is going to be very tough. And it's turned in with all this new bats and everything like that, it's turned into a hitting game. And we just need to work out the kinks. So on our side of it, it's hitting as well as defensive.
About the new bats.
New bats, they are killer. They're killer. They
get a little more jump off?
They get a lot of pop. They have a lot of pop.
And was that put in because to increase it? Everybody likes offense, don't they, Jim?
Yeah, everybody. I'm old school. I'm a defensive girl, so I love me some defense, but I've had to change my game plan with this group.
You talked a little bit about, but let's talk a little bit more about the region, the new lineup this year. As you said, Buford's gone.
Buford is gone.
So that opens up some things, maybe.
It does. It opens up a lot. And I mean, it's going to come down to the same groups. Banks is very strong. Fannin, of course, Dawson, all of those groups. You know, we lost North Hall out of our region as well as White County, but it's still Franklin's coming in, and they've always been very tough. They play the short game, and Lumpkin. Lumpkin's been very tough in the past couple of years.
What's it going to come down to?
Who wants it more? It's going to come down to who wants it more.
Talent fairly even then, what you've seen so far?
I feel the same. Yeah, what I saw this weekend, and you know what I know of the teams from last year. I feel like it's going to come down to, you know, who wants those top 4 spots.
Momentum's a big part of this, isn't it?
It's a huge part. Intensity and momentum. It's going to be huge. Getting back on that level. So we're excited.
How hungry are you to get back to the state playoffs?
I'm very hungry. I want to get past the first round. It was a taste, and I'm ready for more.
Now, another thing that's different this time around, Coach Crow says they'll get right into region play with a couple of games already scheduled for this week. The Netters hit the hardwood. That story when we return. You've decided it's time to get in shape. Now let Falcon Parkway Fitness in Flowery Branch help you achieve your goal. Open since 2000, Falcon Parkway Fitness features free weights, exercise machines, group fitness classes, as well as personal training in a fun family environment with childcare, lockers, showers, and 24-hour access. Come by for a free consultation with a certified personal trainer. And just next door, check out Optimum Body Care Day Spa with massage, facials, and waxing, or K. Michael Salon for hair and nail care. Falcon Parkway Fitness is your hometown family gym, located in Flowery Branch, right behind the public shopping center. We're back. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports. Battle of the Branch volleyball tournament got the season off to a start this past Saturday with Flowery Branch hosting local teams such as Chastity, Gainesville, Abersham Central, North Hall, Johnson, and Lakeview Academy amongst those competing. And when all the serving and spiking were done, the North Hall Lady Trojans emerged as tournament champs, going a perfect 5-0 and not dropping a set along the way. Sydney Cleveland was stout for North Hall, 22 kills, 21 digs, 5 aces. Lily Pascal had a stunning 74 assists to go along with 8 aces. Julie Daniels turned in 19 kills and 45 digs. Jen Mullican added 19 kills, 9 blocks, and 11 aces. Autumn Tucker contributed 20 kills. Mackenzie Bryant had 50 digs and 8 aces, and Kelsey Little had 16 digs, 5 aces, and an 8-point service run. All in all, a strong start for the season for the Lady Trojans and their coach, Emily Hughes. The Lady Trojans made the AAA playoffs a year ago.
All right, Emmy, a great start to the season. Won the Battle of the Branch, went 5-0 over there.
Yes.
Tell me who you beat.
Well, we started out with Flowery Branch, and they were the host, and luckily we just kind of started off good, which is sometimes you don't know how it'll start with 9 a.m. games, but we started with Flowery Branch and beat them, and then we had a chance to play Chastity, who's an area rival for us this year, and had a close match with them and came out on top. And from there we played Tucker and kind of breezed through that game into the gold bracket, who then we saw Lakeview and had a good little match with them. We'll see them again, obviously, as a local competitor. And won that one and got to play Sandy Creek, which is a great team, absolutely back-to-back state champions a couple years ago. So it was a great match, and we just ended up coming out on top. So
I understand you didn't drop a set.
We did not.
Wow.
We were behind a few times, which is a little bit scary, but we found a way to win and did not drop a set. So.
What a great start, huh?
Yeah, it was surprising and fun, and gives us a lot of confidence. So we needed it.
Now, who you knew because you had a pretty good team last year.
Yes.
And you say, well, if we get everybody back and everybody's healthy, we're going to be pretty good again, right?
Yeah, we did. We feel good about. We've got 5 returning seniors, and that always helps. Good leadership, and now we have a freshman setter, Lily Pascal, who has just kind of stepped up for us, and we're actually putting a couple other freshmen out on the court with her at times. And so we have sort of an interesting mix with freshmen and seniors, and we threw a couple juniors in there, and it's just kind of so far fitting together very nicely. So we were glad to have our big hitters back and get some good defense out of some younger girls.
Who are you going to hang your hat on this year? Give me some names.
Oh, wow. Well, of course, Sydney Cleveland is always
yeah.
one, just in any athletic program she's in. But she will be kind of our glue, and we'll depend a lot on her. But just our front row in general will be huge. I mean, Jen Mulliken and Julie Daniels will contribute a ton. And then obviously Lily Pascal, just, again, being a freshman, she'll have to grow up a lot, but we'll depend on her to carry us a good amount of the way. And we've got great defense. I can't say enough about Malavero, Mackenzie Bryant. She's a junior and has started since she was a freshman, so she'll be a big piece to our puzzle as well.
A part of all of this success, Emmy, has to be the fact that they play together. In a sport like volleyball, you kind of need to know where people are going to be and what to expect. A little bit of ESP, or at least tendencies going on there, right? And also in your system for some time.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, it helps that these girls have been, together for 3 or 4 years, and not only just in our program, but just getting to play together in the off season in club volleyball, and that's huge for us. We have probably 4 or 5 girls that have been playing year round. And this year we will reap the benefits of that and be able to compete with some of these programs that have the same thing going. So it's nice to have girls that already know your style and they know what the girl beside them is going to do, and that's huge. Volleyball, unlike any other sport, you can't just plug someone random in. So the camaraderie is huge, and we've got good chemistry this year.
I play this game all the time with coaches. Fill in the blanks for me. We're pretty good at this, but in order to make a run, we're going to have to get better at this.
In order to make a run, we will certainly have to get better at just communication, just talking. I mean, you go out and watch volleyball games, and the louder those teams are and the more they're talking, the better they are. So we are a solid team, but we're a quiet team. So communication will be huge for us.
But you're pretty good already at what?
We're pretty good already at the basics. I mean, we do a lot of the basics well, and that's huge.
Well, that's everything, isn't it? I mean, that's I see all the time major league people in various sports, and they seem like they don't know the basics.
Yeah.
And now, you're teaching these girls how to do it, and if that's the foundation you always build on, the basic stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got, when you look back at a tournament and go 5 games and realize we don't have anything we have to actually change, we're just going to get to tweak some things, and you're tweaking some of these basics, you feel good about it. I mean, you can't complain. So we do the basics well, and if we continue to do that and continue to build and get better on that, then it should be a fun season.
Different region this year, Amy.
Yes.
Much different makeup.
Yes, much different. And we like our area this year. Not that we didn't like the area we were in last year, but we like just getting to see some of the local teams that are rivals for us anyway, but we've got it'll be good competition. I mean, Buford's always, in any sport, they're going to...
Yeah, you didn't get away from them, did you?
We didn't get away from Buford, but we want to play the best to be the best. So between them and North Oconee, those should be fun matches, and just always, I mean, Chestatee looks great this year, and of course Johnson being local as well. So it should be a fun little area to be a part of.
The quality of the volleyball in this area has risen quite a bit, and I think that's probably due to coaches that have played the sport and coached the sport before. It's not like you're getting some random person that's, oh, by the way, you're the volleyball coach. Yeah, right?
Oh, exactly. I mean, now schools are getting smart, actually putting volleyball-minded people in charge of their programs, and over the course of just my tenure at North Hall, I mean, I've seen so many programs that have been built and that are lasting programs, and that are, you can tell they're going to be good, and it starts with the coaching and putting people that know what they're doing, and that helps, and it's huge for the area, which turns into great stuff for the rest of the state. So it's been on the rise, and I think we're headed in the right direction.
Now, North Hall wasn't the only one with a strong start to the volleyball season over the weekend. East Hall also went 5-0 in their season opener this past Saturday at East Side. Along the way, the Lady Vikings knocked off Newton, East Side, Heritage Conyers, East Jackson, and Alcovy, all in straight sets. Among the leaders for the Lady Vikings were Ashley Burnett, who scored 42 points on serve with 23 aces, 4 assists, 22 kills, and 21 digs. Allison Seegers, who racked up 22 points on serve with 13 aces, 20 kills, an assist, and 8 digs. Savannah Lindsay, who added 17 points, scored on serve, 2 aces, 6 assists, 2 kills, and 52 digs. Cassidy Shockley, who contributed 23 points on serve with 14 aces, 14 kills, 12 digs, and 63 assists. Good volleyball being played in Hall County. Well, I'm back to wrap it up when Hall County Sports concludes. We're back here on the set of Hall County Sports Television. Joining us now is Rob Bruce, the pastor at McEver Road United Methodist Church, where we have our studios here at Hall County Sports. And Rob, today I want to talk a little bit about missions.
That's right, Gary. You know, recent research has shown that the reason 30-year-old and unders don't go to church is because the church is not really doing what it's supposed to do. Not all churches are that way, and McEver especially is not that way. In fact, I just returned from a week Redbird Valley, Kentucky, which is the poorest county in the country, where we just sent a team of 17 people up there to work and help those people there. But we do a lot of local things too. Good News at Noon. We've adopted a local nursing home. We provide a ministry to the international students at Brenau University and some other things like that. And if that is an interest to you, that you want to get outside the walls of the church and do what Jesus said to do for the least of these, well, we've got a place for you here.
All right. Rob, thank you very much for coming in. We'll see you in church on Sunday.
See you Sunday, Gary.
Gary Glenn back to wrap up some of the doings in sports around here locally. Congratulations to local motocross rider Mike Byers. Mike recently made the Masters 50-plus division of the AMA Amateur National Motocross Championships in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. He did crash on the first lap and couldn't finish, so that wasn't what he wanted at all, but just making it to the Nationals to compete is quite a feat. But this isn't Mike's first rodeo. The Times says he's been riding dirt bikes since the 70s. Well, there's an interesting development in the North Georgia Youth Football Association. The league, which has about 3,000 players, we're told, in its 17 counties in our area of the state, is encouraging its teams to voluntarily begin using a helmet sensor to help identify potentially harmful hits. Again, this to be done on a voluntary basis this fall. Now, the product is called the Impact Counter Plus. It's marketed by an outfit called Brain Sentry. Now, this thing's going to stick on the back of helmets for the players from age 5 through 7th grade, which is the group which makes up the 165 teams and 27 high school feeder programs in the NGYFA. It's priced at $55 per device. The Times says the folks involved think about 10% of the players will have one on their helmet this season. The device, about a half-inch thick and 3 inches wide, has a sensor that flashes a bright red light if a player registers a hit of 80 G-force or higher. Now, a pro boxer hits at about 52 Gs, we're told, so 80 would be a really good lick. Be interesting to see how that turns out. And finally, Randy Bailey was the winner of the Chicopee Woods Golf Course Championship, firing a two-day total of 141 over the 36-hole tournament this past Sunday. Finishing in second was Josh Armour at even par, and Greg Edwards shot a 148 for third place. Now, in the blue flight, Brian Coley shot a 139 to take first by 3 shots over Keith Morris. Vince Jonty took first place in the white flight, number 1, with a score of 140, while Roger Stapp shot a 142 for second. And Art Krudner carded a 139 to win the white flight, number 2. Simi Miller and Wendell Turner tied for second at 143. That's our look at sports for this week. Join us next week right here for more Hall County Sports. I'm Gary Glenn. Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McEver Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McEver Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McEver Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ. And by Turner Wood & Smith, serving your insurance needs for over 100 years.
Oh.